In Luke chapter 16, Jesus is having a conversation with the Pharisees. And during this conversation, they begin to feel very righteous about themselves. They feel like they've kept the law of Moses perfectly and that they've understood all the prophets and obeyed the prophets. And as they are feeling this, Jesus senses this and he kind of calls them out and he says, look, first of all, you are not righteous. He said, God looks at the heart, not at the outside, not at your actions. And you have not kept the law of Moses perfectly anyways. And then he goes on to tell them this story, and this story is about a rich man and a poor man. And the poor man's name is Lazarus. And in the story, they both die. And as they die, the poor man ends up in paradise, and the rich man ends up in Hades. And I'm sure the rich man felt very righteous about himself, and felt very righteous that he had followed the law and the prophets during his life. We kind of get this idea because he has a conversation with an angel during this story that Jesus tells. And in this conversation, he's calling out to the angel who's in paradise, and he's saying, look, will you please raise Lazarus from the dead and send him to my family so he can tell them about God? He can tell them that the law and the prophets, they're true, they're real, and that they will not end up here in Hades with me. And the angel says this pretty sobering thing to the rich man. He says, look, I'm not going to raise him from the dead. It wouldn't matter if I sent him to your family or not. They still would not believe because they have had everything they needed. They have had the law, they have had the prophets, they've had the Holy Scriptures, and they have not believed. And as the angel says this, and I ponder that and I think about this, it's a sobering thought for myself. Do I have everything I need to fully put my trust in God and fully put my trust and my hope in Jesus? I don't know if you've ever been like me, but I know in my life, I've thought this and I've said this before. I've thought, man, God, if only you would do this incredible, amazing miracle. If only you would, part this sea or part this lake I'm at or part this river and I could walk across it, then I would really believe. Or God, if you would just write your name in fire across the sky, then I could just have this solid faith in you. But the truth of the matter is we have everything that we possibly need. We have the Word of God. We have these Holy Scriptures. And what do these Holy Scriptures say? What do they point to? They point to Jesus. Everything points to Jesus. And the truth of the reality is we have everything we need because we have grace. We have the grace of God on our lives. We have the grace given to us through the work of Jesus. And if that's not enough for us, or if that's maybe not enough for a friend or a family member, then I don't know what else will be. See, we need to understand that the grace of Jesus is all that we need to pursue God. That first of all, without the grace of Jesus, we can't even pursue God. But now that we've been given the grace of Jesus, we can pursue God with everything that we have and live a life for Him. And we can trust that God is at work in our lives. And maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a family member who's saying, well, if I could just see God do this, or if I could just see God do that, then I would put my faith in Him. And I would encourage you, I would challenge you, don't worry about praying for God to do this incredible miracle in their life. Pray that God would open their hearts to experience His grace, His love, His mercy, His justice in their lives, and that would be the very thing that would draw them into Him. Pursue Jesus. Go after Jesus, and let that be the heart change in your life and in their lives. And let's not be like the rich man who thinks we're righteous in this world and don't need anything, don't need God, or that we're living this good life, and so because of that, we're deemed righteous. But today, right now, as you're watching this, let's pursue Jesus with our lives and let that be the thing that changes our hearts. Thanks, guys.